honestly, I've been searching all over YouTube, and I really didn't see anybody giving any insight on the new Crew Motorfest before people bought it, because I know a lot of us already had the Crew too, and I know a lot of y'all are like me and y'all are thinking, is the Crew Motorfest worth buying? Today, y'all, I'm gonna actually get into it and actually, you know what I'm saying, give my little tidbit on how the new Crew Motorfest actually differentiates from the Crew 2 and if it's worth buying. Now, to be honest with you, off rip, if you're just here to wonder if it's worth buying, my overall answer is yes, but there are for certain reasons why it's good for buying, and there's certain reasons why it really doesn't matter, honestly, rather you have the Crew 2 or the Crew Motorfest. Now, being that everybody is on the Crew Motorfest, it's obviously going to be better for you to get the Crew Motorfest. I'm going to talk about the good things, I'm going to talk the bad things, okay? Some of the good things that I really like about this game is that the fact that they don't have that giant blue line that's in your face every time you're trying to drive everywhere, but they do have a yellow line there now that's kind of solid when you pick a waypoint, so it is cool. Like, it's not as annoying as the blue line, but it's really the same. It's really not a plus or a minus on that, really. It's still kind of there. Some things too that I really don't like about it is that they kind of force you into the next playlist really truly before you're ready for it, I should say. Like, right after you finish one playlist, it's automatically to the next one. The fast travel, it does take a while for you to get fast traveling to places, and you only can fast travel from certain points, in which I seen on the Crew Motorfest. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's where I've normally really seen is that you only can fast track from certain places. You can also get into the drifting too. Now, the drifting is not that bad, but to be honest with you, I was able to drift on the Crew 2 a little bit better than the Crew Motorfest. Now, drifting on the Crew Motorfest is not that bad, but I will put out a video too, actually, that trying to, you know what I'm saying, help you guys out with the drifting. But in the Crew Motorfest, you cannot drift stock cars. You can't. I mean, you could try, but you have to throw it a lot more. And look, there's that yellow line I was telling you guys about. You guys see the yellow line right there? So it kind of fades away when you get closer to it. It's not as annoying, but it's still in your face, you know what I'm saying? A couple things that I do like though, the graphics are a lot better. Another thing that I like too, y'all saw how people were just racing by me. That's happening all over the city. All over the city. It actually looks kind of dope, and I really like how it makes it feel like it's more of a car-based game. This game is not really based on like how in the regular Crew it was but they had the airplanes and the boats and everything. You still have planes and boats and off-road vehicles, but most of the stuff here is based on motor cars or engines or cars like this. They're not really based on the aerials and, you know what I'm saying, people flying helicopters and planes and shit like that. It's mostly on ground. A game for your car guys, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that I don't like about this game though is obviously the steering. They really didn't get down the steering mechanics and the steering mannerisms as well as they should have, but racing is so much fun though, I'm not gonna lie. But drifting, it could use a little work. That's another thing to keep in mind too. It's not that bad for racing, but for drifting, you might have to tune it down a little bit. You might want to take the rotation of your wheel and kind of dumb it down just a bit, just so you have a little bit more of a grip of a feel and everything. And I'm not using any assist when I set up my wheel. Also, I did put out a steering wheel video or how to set up your wheel in the new Crew Motorfest, so y'all go down there, you know what I'm saying, check that out. The game is worth buying, but if you already have the Crew 2 and all your friends are already up there, you don't really need to get the Crew Motorfest. But eventually servers will go down, everybody will be over here on the Motorfest, and it's not a bad game. They do need to actually, that's another thing too I want to get into, more of how should I say, it's more of a catalog of cars, because as you guys can see, the car catalog is really not that big in this game. It's actually quite small, and we're missing legendary cars too. There's no Sylvias in here. I'm like, what? There's no S chassis? I was taken back when I didn't see any S chassis or the propers. Don't get me wrong, there is a 300Z in here, and I do absolutely love the 300Z. but they definitely did not put like the heavy hitter cars that we love, and that's the S chassis, man. I need a Sylvia, dog. I need a Sylvia. They're amazing race cars and amazing drift cars. Tuning in this game, really and truly, the tuning could use a little bit more work, but the tuning is not all that bad. Now, it is a little bit deceiving too, because most people will think that you need to have really like no grip in the tires for this game in order to slide. You can't go no grip. You can't. You have to be gripped up to some degree. You absolutely have to. If you're not, you will not be able to hold drifts at all, or you'll slide way too much and just be sliding into walls. Trial and error when it comes to the tuning. We want it to be a little bit more realistic, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad though, and I know the game is still kind of in its beta testing, but it could definitely be fine-tuned just a little bit for that next update that we get coming out. Bottom line is, if you do want to get the Crew Motorfest, it's definitely worth it, but you definitely need to understand that this game is more of for the arcade type of car enthusiasts right now. This is appealing more to the Forza Horizon players and more of the CarX players, less of the Assetto Corsa iRacing players. But it is trying to bring us together, man. So we just need that little bit more of that realism, and then we'll be good to go, man. But for all that being said too, man, I hope this actually helped you guys think about if you want to get the Crew Motorfest or not, rather you want to spend your money on it. To be honest with you, it's really not that bad too, and it's worth the money now too, because Ubisoft is doing that what you do, $14, $14.99 or something like that, and you get the Ubisoft Plus. That includes so many games, including the new Crew Motorfest, and all you gotta do is just pay that amount until you don't want it anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. So yeah, but yeah, it's your boy 2J, man. I love y'all. I'm out this thing, you feel me? Peace.